Mal mı mal? Come on. Malzeme. Malzeme. Come on. Malzeme. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Choose one superpower.
Okay.
But every single one comes with a terrible catch. Which one are you picking?
Let's see.
Hi, I'm Elijah.
Okay.
I have super speed, but
Alright.
every time I use it, I age 1 full year.
That's bad, bro. I'm gonna be dead, bro. I'm not gonna be alive.
I'm Hana.
Yo,
I can fly, but I can never land exactly where I want.
I'll do flight. I'll do flight.
I'm Arav.
I can't
I
land
can
where I
stop
want.
time, but every second I freeze steals 1 day from my own life.
Dog, what? That's bad.
Hi, I'm Amina.
Dang.
I have unlimited strength, but I accidentally break everything I touch.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm doing flight
Hi,
still.
I'm Claire. I can read everyone's thoughts,
That's fire.
but I can never turn it off.
I go crazy,
Hi.
bro.
I'm Zuri. I can heal anyone instantly, but every injury they had becomes mine forever.
Oh.
Choose.
I love it when my parents come visit me. They bring me homemade food. I think it's like a glutinous rice thing with like beans. I think there could be also coconut milk as well, and it's wrapped in like banana leaves, I think. And then just tied with this green string. And this was all wrapped by hand, guys. Oh, it smells so good. Smells coconutty. So this is a sweet glutinous rice. There's like black beans in there. So good. And this was all wrapped by... Wait, I think this one actually has a filling. It's mung bean. I don't love mung beans because it's like a little dry. I usually eat something like this for breakfast. It would fill us until like lunch. Last piece.
So many Asian countries have similar dishes, but since this is Filipino, it's the Filipino steamed rice cakes.
I love it when my parents...
Imagine being the most hated man in football. You are booed in every stadium in the world, makes fun of your long hair, but it doesn't know the only reason you wear it is so that your own son can recognize his father. Marco Corella came from Alella, a town so small near Barcelona that barely fits on a map. Walked into Barcelona's La Masia as a believer, a curly-haired kid convinced that the road only pointed upwards. But the door he walked out of was the one he didn't expect, because there was no first-team place, only the quiet verdict and an academy that did not need him. And so began the long march through wilderness, through Eibar and Getafe and the forgotten corners of Spanish football. In August of 2022, Chelsea paid £62 million for the boy that Barcelona had thrown away, and England, cruelly and impatiently, decided almost overnight that he was a joke. And what no camera ever showed was the war that Cucurella was fighting at home, where his son, Bao, had been diagnosed with autism, and the father was quietly learning a difficult kind of courage, a love that demands everything and promises no applause. And something many people don't know about this man is that behind the long brown locks are a reason he doesn't cut them, and that reason being for a child to be able to spot his father on a football pitch. The 5th of July 2024, the Euro quarter-final against the host nation would come to be the day that would dictate his career forever. When a shot struck his raised arm inside the box and Germany screamed for a penalty that would have knocked out Spain. Spain went through and an entire country mocked him as a thief who stole their summer. And 9 days later, on the 14th of July, in the final in Berlin, Spain beat England 2-1, and when Marco Corella danced on the grass of that victory, England decided it would never forgive the man who took their trophy and smiled in their faces. Every Sunday with Chelsea, a man walked into the noise refusing to beg for pity, because the world can throw all its hatred at a man and still never touch the quiet place where a father holds his only reason to keep standing. On the 19th of July 2026, after a stellar World Cup campaign,
I'm trying to play in a World Cup.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
I got this.
I'm in this man's whole career.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
You're not the biggest streamer yet. You're not the best football player yet. You're not the best basketball player yet. It's always yet. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it, bro. It's always yet.
Excuse me, do you have a dream?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Why? What happened? You used to play rugby?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And you gave up?
Got too old, mate.
No, how old's too old?
35 now, retired at 32 or something.
You tried?
Yeah, I played 15 years professionally.
Okay, that's it? No big plan?
I've got to go, sorry.
Wait. Did you achieve everything you wanted to achieve?
Nah, I never played for England, would like to.
Okay. Why do you think you never played for England? What was the reason?
That's the question, isn't it?
If you go back to your younger self and give some advice, imagine people listening, the younger you, any advice?
Just like commit fully to something. I think especially when you're younger, don't be afraid to stand out from the crowd. That's the thing that I did probably, was train harder than most people when they were going out.
How long before you do the same thing, dedicate to something else?
So I do jiu-jitsu now, I love that, but I'm quite happy doing that as a hobby.
Did you make enough from pro rugby to sustain?
No, I'm in finance now.
Do you enjoy it?
I do, yeah, like it's...
So apparently Arizona State University, aka the biggest party school in America, has just announced a new major, content creation, where basically you can now get a 4-year college degree in order to become a TikToker. Now listen, I went to ASU and I got a degree in something completely separate that does not have to do with creating content, but yet that's all I do. Like at this point, it's just a real life streamer university, except the tuition.
If your dick is Turns out Patrick is the strongest person in Bikini Bottom. He can easily toss a strong guy aside, effortlessly lift a 100-ton tanker truck, and even raise an entire apartment building. Larry was completely stunned, because Patrick clearly has no muscles at all. SpongeBob thought it was because Patrick's head is empty, he simply doesn't know he can't lift those heavy things. To test Patrick's limits, SpongeBob signed him up for a weightlifting competition. As the defending champion, Larry immediately panicked. To become as strong as Patrick, he decided to secretly follow Patrick and learn his tricks. Soon after, Patrick went to the dump. He lifted a trash can and started rummaging for food. He stuffed all kinds of garbage into his mouth to make himself stronger. Larry forced himself to imitate Patrick, but nearly threw up. Later, Patrick went to jellyfish fields. He charged straight into a swarm of jellyfish and let them electrocute him.
So hardcore!
After Patrick left, Larry went and provoked the jellyfish himself, but ended up attracting a giant jellyfish. A terrifying bolt of electricity hit him instantly, and he was left smoking all over.
The burn! The burn!
That night, Larry continued to secretly observe Patrick. A huge boulder fell on Patrick, but he slept right through it. Larry suddenly had a flash of inspiration, so sleeping is also a form of training. So he found an even bigger rock and placed it on himself. The next day, the weightlifting competition officially began. The top athletes of Bikini Bottom took the stage one by one. Before long, only Patrick and Larry were left in the competition, but the two of them just stood there staring blankly at each other. SpongeBob pulled out a peanut and tossed it into the distance. As soon as they saw the peanut, both of them charged at the same time. Their strength grew more and more ridiculous. Patrick even lifted an entire apartment building. Just then, the peanut rolled into a big hole. To get that peanut, Larry gave it his all, and the next second, the entire Bikini Bottom was lifted off the ground. The referee declared Larry the winner, but Larry didn't care about the championship at all. All he had eyes for was that peanut.
You were always strong, but lifting the entire city was a smart move.
Smart? Yes, I'm smart!
Right then, that ridiculous power vanished. Larry shouted for everyone to run, but it was already too late.
Peanut! Where's that peanut?
Right here!
Thank you!
Turns out Patrick...
What you think you doing?
I'm making breakfast.
With my eggs?
No, I bought the eggs, and I bought the bacon.
You need to remember, this ain't your kitchen!
Whoa! Hey, buddy, what do you think? Maximum occupancy has been reached.
Take the steps.
Yes.
This is delicious.
Hold on. Goyard, babe.
I just got a pizza oven. So let's make a $1, $10, and $100 pizza. For the $1 pizza, I'm adding some tomato sauce to a cracker with a little bit of cheese. When we were little, my brother and I used to make these all the time in the microwave, and honestly, that works a lot better than the pizza oven. 4 out of 10. Now we're gonna make a $10 pizza using some homemade sourdough crust, homemade pizza sauce, and shredded cheese. I'm keeping the topping simple by just using pepperoni, but I am using a very good quality pepperoni that I sliced myself. Then I added some garlic butter to the crust and brought it outside to bake in the pizza oven. This was already looking incredible, but I leveled it up one last time with some hot honey. 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10 is going to be tough to beat, but let's see if adding $90 to our pizza budget can get us there. For this one, I'm chopping up $30 worth of fancy mushrooms, cooking them in a pan, and then mixing them with some olive oil and black truffle oil to make a mushroom sauce thing that we can use instead of tomato sauce. Then I added some cheese, black truffle salami, and prosciutto on top. And to cook this pizza, I even lit an actual wood fire inside of the pizza oven to give us a smoky flavor. But this pizza is still not finished because once it was done cooking, I brought it inside and added some super fancy balsamic that my friends gave me. You literally have to know a guy in Italy to get your hands on this stuff. 9.5 out of 10.
Introduce.
Does your wife ever just...
SpongeBob made an extra thick milkshake so thick it could almost be used as a weapon. After one sip, the customer dumped the milkshake right into SpongeBob's hat and accused him of not having a milkshake license. SpongeBob immediately pulled out his milkshake license, but it had expired 7 years ago. The angry customer demanded a refund, and the commotion drew Mr. Krabs over. He quickly calmed the customer down and promised a satisfactory solution by tomorrow. Mr. Krabs then threw SpongeBob onto a ship, planning to send him back to milkshake school for—
I'm Rosie, I'm the—
What's your favorite memory of your uncle?
I was in the kitchen and they're cooking breakfast. I wasn't craving breakfast, I wanted candy. And I remember my Uncle Michael coming out of the doorway to come in to sit down to have breakfast. And I was saying, can I have candy? He said, oh, of course. You could take the whole candy machine.
So you took the whole candy machine?
Yeah, it's like, it's big. So I actually took the whole candy machine home.
That's a good uncle.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory?
Imagine.
What's your favorite memory of your uncle?
I was in the kitchen and they're cooking breakfast. I wasn't craving.
Imagine being the most hated man in...
Question is, what is the value of 255... Scott?
5,000.
5,000 is the correct answer. And Scott is now ahead 2-0. Moving on to the third question of our matchup. And the next question is, the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can be arranged to... Scott?
60.
60 is the correct answer.
This guy. This is the smartest kid in Slovenia. He won the Slovenian Got Talent. Let's take a challenge. Take a phone out. Take a calculator. He can calculate faster than you with your calculator.
Hold on. All right, hold on, try to look. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. All right, what is 22 times 48?
1,056.
For this Guinness World Records title attempt, Aaron's time starts as soon as he sees the first number and finishes when he inputs the total sum of all 100 numbers.
Stop. Let's compare.
Would you cook for me for 100?
Can I sign up for karate class?
You get what I'm saying? I think Ronaldo.
You'd be surprised what you can do with a can of tomatoes.
And not just tomatoes, but almost every canned food. What's y'all beef with stuff from the can anyway? Growing up, when I didn't have nothing to eat, all I ate was canned food, and that had been donated to me. Too many people think that it might be nasty, but let me change your mind. Growing up, when my mama worked a full-time job, that meant that her kids, aka me, would be at home when she wasn't there. That meant that I had to be creative with the can and make something out of it. Was it easy? Yeah. Was it gourmet? As a kid, heck yeah. Not only was canned food and other pre-made food there for me when I needed it, but it was pretty much the only thing I had to eat. So the next time you want to judge canned food, ask yourself this question: who convinced me that canned food is gross? Soon you'll realize that it was never even true. Now stop playing with me and grab a slice of pizza.
Every time SpongeBob makes burgers, he carefully inspects pickles, the most important ingredient to prevent bad flavors from expired ones. Yet Mr. Krabs suddenly announces he's firing his best employee, SpongeBob. It turns out when Mr. Krabs crunched the numbers, he realized firing SpongeBob would save the Krusty Krab $5 in wages every month. Desperate to keep his job, SpongeBob offers to work for free, but Mr. Krabs turns him down anyway. He confiscates SpongeBob's spatula and chef's hat, the symbol SpongeBob is most proud of. Heartbroken, SpongeBob wails loudly right then, yet even his tears fail to soften Mr. Krabs' cold heart. The thought that he can only visit the Krusty Krab as a customer from now on crushes SpongeBob. Patrick hears the news and hurries over to comfort him, promising to show SpongeBob how fun being unemployed can be. But after just one night, SpongeBob looks decades older. Their first stop to enjoy unemployment is Squidward's house.
How many times do I have to tell you? Teeth is off my petunias!
When Squidward spots SpongeBob, he hurls an object straight at his head. Lunch rolls around, and the pair head over to Sandy's to mooch off a meal. Sandy is shocked by SpongeBob's haggard look. She tells him there's no reason to mope and fool himself just because he no longer works at the Krusty Krab.
Pulls for seconds. Me.
Here you go, little buddy.
Patrick also urges him to get back to his old cheerful self. With encouragement from his friends, SpongeBob regains his usual confidence. Every time SpongeBob makes burgers, he carefully inspects
My life.
Every time SpongeBob
My life.
You want a spoon?
Come on, gang. You need a spoon, bro?
Go.
What?
Hey, is it good?
I don't know. I just feel like the people that make it and get successful, they've actually tried like a million different.
Can I play Die on every instrument I own?
Ocarina. Cat piano. Guitar. Flexitone. Dog guitar. Automaton. $1 piano. Death whistle. Kalimba. Wooden flute. Melodica. Smart guitar. Saxophone. Recorder from elementary school. Frog. Glockenspiel. $1 clarinet.
Did you know? Mr. Krabs actually started printing counterfeit money. One day, Mr. Krabs spent 5 cents to place an ad in the newspaper, but it didn't bring in a single customer. It turned out that old-fashioned newspapers were already outdated. Now everyone in Bikini Bottom was reading tabloids instead. After seeing the sky-high advertising costs, Mr. Krabs came up with a new idea. He bought a printing press. From then on, SpongeBob not only worked as the fry cook at the Krusty Krab, but also had a part-time job as a reporter. He took a picture of Patrick staring at a streetlight and turned it into a gossip story. But the newspaper was too boring, so nobody bought it. Mr. Krabs told SpongeBob to use more imagination, so he changed the story into one claiming that Patrick had married a telephone pole. SpongeBob quickly learned the trick. One day, Mrs. Puff was waiting at a red light. A police car happened to stop behind her, but SpongeBob made up a story claiming that driving instructor Mrs. Puff had been speeding. The story instantly went viral. Mrs. Puff even lost her job because of it. When Larry was interacting with his fans, SpongeBob secretly took a picture. He wrote a headline claiming that Larry was too weak and had been badly beaten. As a result, Larry was kicked out of the gym. More and more people became victims because the newspaper falsely claimed that the Chum Bucket had serious sanitation problems. Plankton's restaurant was quickly shut down. Sandy also became a victim of the paper's lies. The newspaper claimed she had mental health problems, and all of her awards were taken away. When SpongeBob realized that he had been hurting innocent people, he tried to convince Mr. Krabs to shut down the newspaper. But by then, Mr. Krabs had been blinded by money. He even urged SpongeBob to write even more shocking stories. The best kind. The kind that would even shock Mr. Krabs himself. SpongeBob didn't disappoint him. The next day, as soon as Mr. Krabs put the newspapers on sale, he was immediately surrounded by a crowd. The front page read, "Mr. Krabs exploits employees and forces them to make up fake news." Several victims came to confront him. Just like that, Mr. Krabs' money-making scheme fell apart. All of his money was taken by the angry customers. Looking at the printing press, Mr. Krabs came up with another money-making idea. That's right. This time, he decided to print counterfeit money. Did you know? Mr. Krabs
What happens when a referee accidentally scores a goal? Who does the goal count towards? Good question. The thing with referees is that they're kind of just in the middle of the game. It's hard to avoid sometimes. But somehow, someway throughout the history of football, specifically, referees have legitimately scored goals. The referee themselves are treated like a part of the pitch. So if the ball hits the referee and goes into the net, the goal could count. It's essentially treated the same as a ball deflecting off of the goalpost. But anyways, back in May 2019, a referee who went by the name Maurice Parhuis, I definitely butchered this guy's name, was on the field refereeing for a match played by the Harke Masse boys versus HSV Hoek. Never heard of those two teams in my entire life. But anyways, what happened was a player attacked and took a shot inside of the box. The goalkeeper saved it. Good job, thumbs up of approval. But when he saved the goal, it slipped off of his fingertips. So a player tried to cross it in, and it bounced off of the defending team, hit the ref, and it went in, and it counted. I like how the ref just casually tries to run off as if he wasn't at fault.
Which of these meals would you choose if you...
Do you know how incredible Patrick's grandpa was when he was young? He was not only the most famous tooth puller in the entire kingdom, but even fire-breathing dragons had to ask him to personally treat their teeth. One day, Patrick was holding a yard sale outside his house. When Grandpa returned to his room, he realized that many of his treasured old belongings were about to be sold, especially an old pair of dental pliers. Grandpa immediately rushed over and grabbed them back, because to everyone else, they were just a worn-out old tool. But to Grandpa, they were his most precious treasure. To help everyone understand why, Grandpa began telling the story of something that happened when he was young. Back then, he was the only person in the entire kingdom who knew how to pull teeth. Whenever someone had a toothache, they would come to him for treatment. One day, right after finishing his work, he suddenly received an urgent request from the princess. The kingdom was facing a serious dental problem, and she needed him to come help immediately. Grandpa didn't hesitate. He rushed straight to the royal palace. But when he finally met the princess, he discovered that the real patient was actually an ancient fire-breathing dragon. When he saw the dragon open its giant mouth, Grandpa was so terrified that his legs almost gave out. But since he had already promised the princess, he gathered his courage and walked straight into the dragon's mouth. Once inside, Grandpa picked up his small hammer and carefully examined the dragon's teeth one by one. During the inspection, he unexpectedly discovered a knight wearing armor, who had been trapped between the dragon's teeth for an entire century. However, that was not the reason the dragon had a toothache. After continuing his search, Grandpa finally found the real cavity on the other side. But just as he was about to pull the tooth, the dragon suddenly breathed out a massive blast of fire. Luckily, Grandpa dodged it just in time. He then picked up his dental pliers again and continued trying, but every time he applied force, the dragon would feel the pain and release another burst of flames, making the tooth extraction impossible. In the end, Grandpa had no choice but to call for help. Everyone grabbed onto the pliers together and pulled with all their strength. After everyone's combined effort, they finally pulled out the rotten tooth. Along with the pliers, the dragon's toothache was finally cured. From that day on, Grandpa kept the old dental pliers from that day, as well as the rotten tooth from the fire-breathing dragon, because these items were proof of the most dangerous tooth extraction adventure he had